I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone.
We want to do a better job of celebrating the diaspora. It's very easy to pick an African American notable. We can do that all day, every day, but it's not as easy for us to find the notables from other cultures: Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Brazil, Argentina, where all the places that we are in the world, just because we have an American focus, right? And so I pushed really hard for who can help open the floodgates. And so it's my hope that with this reveal, we will open the floodgates of our attention to the entire diaspora and not be as American centric as we are. Well, I was excited to get your DNA, Celia, which has since been destroyed, by the way. African Ancestry does not sell or share our customers' genetic information. We destroy it all once we determine the result. And we were able to unlock the code of the part of your DNA that you and Linda and your brother inherited from your mother. And she and your Aunt Celia and all of their siblings inherited from their mother, your grandmother, and she got it from her mother, and she got it from her mother. That little part of the DNA didn't change. Every generation, people look different, people act differently, people have different, in the family, have different characteristics, but there's this little part, this empty DNA that you all share unchanged. And so through your DNA, which also your children have, by the way, so it's going to continue going. The legacy continues through that DNA. We were able to compare it to DNA from all over the world. And at a first glance, we determined that it was African. Okay, it could have been European, it could have been indigenous, it could have been African, whatever, Asian, but it was African. But at African Ancestry, we can go deeper. And so we went deeper and said, okay, now we know that it's African. Let's look for the people. Who is the ethnic group? Who is the tribe, if you will, that has this exact same DNA as Celia Cody, Linda Pritchett, and Celia Cruz? And we found it in one of the smallest countries in Africa. It's a tiny country that's on the west coast of Africa that actually was formed in the early 16th century as part of the Kabu Empire. Today, this country is known as Guinea-Bissau. And Guinea-Bissau has a really strong tradition of resistance. The people that you share ancestry with, because again, we don't just stop at the country. The people that you share ancestry with are called the Balanta people. And if you believe it or not, the Balanta means those who resist. The Balanta were egalitarian. So they believed that everybody was equal. There wasn't a lot of hierarchy within the community structure. And so it made them very difficult to rule. The Portuguese colonized Guinea-Bissau, and they just could not colonize the Balanta. I mean, obviously they colonized the country, but they had the most difficult time with the Balanta people because, you know, the Balanta believed that leadership was egalitarian, governance was egalitarian. And when you're talking about trying to rule over a people, that requires hierarchy and all of that. They are the largest ethnic group in the country. And so it is one of the groups that we find matches for the most often. Guinea-Bissau is bordered by Senegal, Guinea, and then it's very, very close to the country of Sierra Leone. It's a beautiful country, but unfortunately, it's not someplace that's very easy to visit right now. It continues to struggle because of the impact of the Portuguese colonial behavior, but they certainly are focused on, there's a movement to strengthen the country, the economic infrastructure, and the political and social structure of the country. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome the two of you and all of the family to the African ancestry family.
That's cool.
That is really interesting. First of all, I'm a little embarrassed to say I've never heard of Guinea-Bissau.
That's
So
okay.
that's number one. But I think it's pretty neat that they are part of the resistance, hence your previous question.
Yeah.
And even the name Balanta, that literally means resistance, is really interesting. But knowing our mother, that makes sense. And I think it's also applicable to our aunts as well, and the history of the Cubans that were able to leave the island, because you needed some sort of resistance in order to have the wherewithal to leave and to thrive outside of there.
I'm really excited. I can't wait to share this with my son because he's looking into, his African heritage and embracing that more. My son has dreadlocks and, he's into all kind of natural and holistic stuff. So this will be quite a treat. And I'm going to look that up tonight. It's nice to know the consciousness of where, where you get how you are from. So I find that really, really interesting.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you one of your cousins. You have a notable cousin, Sheila E. We traced her to the Balanta people of Guinea-Bissau also.
Ooh,
we used to love her.
Yeah, the fabulous life.
Yes.
No,
so I have to tell her. I have to make sure that I tell her that Ms. Celia Cruz shares the same ancestry as her.
Wow, that is cool. We're so grateful for you taking the time to do this for not just the diaspora, but for our family, in honor of our aunt, and that you even thought of her to be a part of this. So thank you very much.
I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know